Benson with USCFootball.com here with Dan Weber for a little instant analysis. Dan, obviously a great game out there for the Trojans. Most points scored in a game since 2008. How is it like watching such an aggressive offense today?
Well, I think what it was you didn't know where the next playmaker was coming from. I think that's one of the things that everybody is so pleased about is so many guys making plays. You know, Nelson Aguilar breaking the punt return record and tying the touchdown return record, and getting Soma Vanuko on the punt block, and Josh Shaw there to catch it and take it back in. Having Buck Allen, it's just ridiculous. He averaged 22 and a half yards, just carried the ball 6 times. We're just talking to Tommy Robinson, and he said, I can't believe it. He only carried it 6 times, but he carried it into the end zone. It's just kind of amazing to watch him. People are, almost don't know what to say. He's playing so well. I mean, it's like the whole field opens up for him when he gets the ball, and he's talking about having secondary vision where he can see into the secondary and see where it's going to open up. And one of the things you're seeing now on the punt returns and on a lot of the Buck plays is how much downfield blocking they're getting and how well they're throwing on people downfield. Cody Kessler was just talking about, said Victor Blackwell, for example, it won't show up. He didn't make any catches, but he's the guy that, he's down there blocking the safety on Buck's, touchdown catch. So just great effort.
I mean, when we asked Coach O during the press conference what took so long to get Buck Allen in the mix out here, kind of joked while we were saving the best for last. It really is true. We're seeing some moves out there from guys that we weren't even really aware of at the beginning of the season. I think one of those also is Ty Isaac a little bit came out here today too.
That was great. They're down to 2 tailbacks after Silas got on that landing on the ball. I said, you didn't stick the landing. He said that was the problem when he jumped over that defender. He said, I did stick the landing. So he injured his right knee, which is the other knee from the one he had operated on. He said he should be fine, but they weren't taking any chances. They got ice on it right away. But that gave Ty Isaac a chance to play, score his first touchdowns. One on a power, one on a really decent, where he got to make some downfield moves. And he said, I was just trying to go for a first down. And then I saw I had a chance. Boom, and he beat the guy to the flag. And I mean, they really need him, today, because they may well need him next week, against Stanford.
Speaking of Stanford, we're looking at a team that, beginning of the season, really did not know what was going to come out. Now we have a team who could possibly tie or even win the Pac-12 South. Amazing.
And everybody's looking at that, thinking, how much does that make the Stanford game next week even bigger? I mean, they're all talking about maybe a sold-out Coliseum. How exciting would that be? Chance to get, a little bit back even with Stanford. I mean, you just can't ask for anything more the way this is kind of set up for the Trojans.
I mean, I was at that Stanford game last year. I can't think of a more kind of vengeful game going out there for the Trojans this coming Saturday.
And then Mark Easley was talking about his freshman year. They lost in overtime, but a game that people still are kind of debating as to how that game ended up and all that. So, but they've been trying not to think about it. And they all watched the game, I'm sure. Although Coach Orgeron said he, kind of fell asleep, and he wasn't going to admit what whether he watched. He said he didn't watch it at all. He said he wasn't worried about his players, that they'll handle it properly, even though knowing they had the Cal game in between, and they certainly seem to.
Great. Well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens next week. I'm Jessica Benson. This is Dan Weber with Instant Analysis. You can catch more at USCFootball.com.